Hey team, happy Wednesday. It's Miss Cashin. As you might have figured out, I pretty much only wear black and dark blue, so Spirit Week is pretty difficult for me. I had to dig out my raincoat and I promise it's green. Um, but you know what? That's where we're at right now, and I hope that you enjoy all of my spirit for Rainbow Week. Okay, let's jump in. You need your pencil and a piece of paper and a fantastic attitude, obviously. Okay, let's look at this first one. It says, which number sentence is in the same fact family as 10 times 2 equals 20? Mark your answer. Now, I'm going to remind you, before you look at those answers, you should come up with the rest of the fact family yourself and then check and see which one of the multiple choice answers matches your smart thinking. Whenever we get multiple choice questions, we want to solve the problem ourselves first so we don't just pick the one that looks right, but we actually know which one is right because it matches our smart thinking. Take 2 minutes. Go. Okay. So I'm gonna start solving this problem by doing exactly what I just mentioned. Figuring out the rest of the fact families as 10 times 2 equals 20. So I know that for every group of three numbers, there's going to be two multiplication and two division problems. Multiplication ones are pretty easy to figure out. I know all I have to do is swap it around because I can just switch the 2 and the 10. 10 times 2 is 20, and 2 times 10 equals 20. Now, how about division? Well, I know that this is the total, and I know that with division, I always start with the total. So 20 divided by what? Well, this is the total. These are the parts. So I can do 20 divided by 10 equals, what would the answer be there? 2. Or 20 divided by 2 equals 10. And all of those represent the same group of numbers. So now that I figured out the rest of the fact family, let's look and see which ones. Oh gosh, this coat is so hot, and that's how much I care about Rainbow Week. 20 times 10 equals 200. Well, if it's a fact family, then the numbers need to stay the same. So there's no way that that can be right. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Well, is 10 our total? No, it's a part. Does it match any of these problems? Nope. Any of these number sentences? No. 20 times 2 equals 40. Was 40 mentioned in our original problem? No. So that can't be right. 20 divided by 10 equals 2. Oh, yep. I see that I have also found that when I did fact families. And so I know immediately that that is the right answer. This is an awesome reminder that you should always solve problems in your head first. Because if you were, or I'm sorry, on paper on your own first. Because if you were just comparing these to each other, you might have picked the wrong one. But because you solved them on your own before looking at the multiple choice answers, you knew which one was right. Okay, let's move on. There are 4 apples in each basket. There are 32 total apples. How many baskets are there? Show your work. Oh, before I jump in, I know that the 4 apples in each basket is going to be important, as well as 32 total. Go ahead, start solving that one. Make sure that you show your work. Okay, so let's start by figuring out a number sentence that makes sense that would match this, because that's just going to make it easier for us to solve. Well, I know right here that 32 is our total, and this is a division number sentence because I already know the total and I'm trying to solve one of the parts. So I'm going to start with 32 and label it total divided by what? Divided by 4, because there's 4 apples equals blank. Now, I know that in every single division problem, there is a number of groups part and a number in each part. So it's really important that I know which is which, or else I might not represent correctly. 4 apples in each basket. That tells me that 4 is the number in each. And I'm trying to solve to figure out number of groups. So whenever we do a division problem, we start with the total and one of the parts. The parts can be the number in each or the number of groups. Now, there's 2 different ways that I can solve this problem, and I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to show them both to you. Now, I know that there's 4 apples in each basket. So one way to solve the problem is to just draw all of those baskets with 4 each until I get to 32. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 4 is 12. Remember, I'm adding 4 every time because I know the number in each. Plus 4 is 16. Plus 4 is 20. Plus 4 is 24. Plus 4 is 28. Plus 4 is 29, 30, 31, 32. And then I can just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that there were 8 in each, and my number of groups is, I'm sorry, there were 4 in each, and my number of groups is 8. So one way to solve that division problem was to represent the problem with a picture. Another way you could have solved it, if you're pretty speedy with counting backwards, is to draw a number line. I'm going to start at 32, because I know that 32 is my total, and then I'm going to count backwards by 4s, because that's the part I know. 32 minus 4, well, 32 minus 2 is 30, minus 2 more is 28. Or I could just go 32, 31, 30, 29, 28. 28 minus 4, well, I know 8 minus 4 is 4, so 28 minus 4 is 24. 24 minus 4 is 20, because 4 minus 4 is 0. 20 minus 4 is 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. 16 minus 4 is 12, which makes sense because 6 minus 4 is 2. 12 minus 4 is 11, 10, 9, 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. And 4 minus 4 is 0. And I could count those humps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to write a sentence to complete. There were 8 baskets. Now, that was an example of a division problem where I knew the number in each basket, but I had to solve to figure out the number of baskets there were altogether. All right, this problem says Miss Gray had boxes with 8 markers in each. If she counted them in groups of 8, which list shows which numbers she could have named? Same thing as with the first problem. With multiple choice, you always want to try and solve it yourself to see which multiple choice answer matches best. That way you won't get checked. Okay. I'll give you a couple minutes to solve that problem. Remember, solve it before you check the multiple choice. All right. So let's start by actually just counting by 8s. It says she made boxes with 8 markers in each. If she counted them in groups of 8, which one shows the number she could have named? This is really just a question of can you count by 8s or not? And even if you have to count on your fingers, I know that all of you can do that. So let's start by just labeling. One group of 8 is 8. Two groups of 8 is 16. 3 is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 4 groups would be 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I know 32 plus 8 is 40 because 2 plus 8 is 10. And then 40 plus 8 is 48. So that's what it would look like to count by 8 all the way until we're done solving. So let's see which of those could make sense. Number A, letter A says 16, 24, 30, 36. 16, 24, that makes sense. But then they say the next number is 30, and I know that the number is 32 because 24 plus 6 is 30, not 24 plus 8. Let's look at this one. 16, 24, 32, 40. That can make sense. I'm going to put a magic maybe on there because I want to make sure that I check all my answers. This could make sense because these numbers really do go up by 8s, and I know because I already did it myself. 8, 16, 20, 24. 8, 16, 24, 32. That can't be right because 16 plus 4 is 20, not 16 plus 8. This one says 8, 12, 16, 20. And I know that's wrong because that's counting by 4 starting at 8. That can't be right. So B is correct because these numbers are going up by 8. All right, team. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully in less hot gear. Have an awesome rest of your Wednesday.